In the grand story of rock and roll, the spotlight often falls on guitarists, singers, and frontmen, the flamboyant figures who dominate album covers and stage lights. But behind every great band stands the heartbeat, the drummer. The drummer is the spine of the sound, the invisible force that drives energy forward and transforms melody into motion. From the smoky bars of 1,960 seconds, Liverpool to the stadiums of Los Angeles and beyond, rock's evolution has been guided by four drummers, whose rhythms reshaped music itself. They are not just timekeepers, they are storytellers with sticks. These are the four rock drummers that stand out legends, whose grooves defined generations. 1. Ringo Starr. No list of great rock drummers can begin anywhere, but with Ringo Starr, the man who made less sound like more. For decades, critics underestimated him, calling his drumming basic, until they realized that simplicity was his genius. On tracks like Come Together, Ticket to Ride, and Rain, his rhythmic imagination built the architecture of modern pop drumming. His left-handed technique on a right-handed kit created an unorthodox, slightly delayed feel that gave the Beatles' music its distinctive swing. Paul McCartney once said, "Ringo's the heartbeat of the band." He didn't need flash, his fills were memorable because they fit the melody perfectly. Listen to the descending toms on A Day in the Life. They're not just percussion, they're punctuation. At 85, Ringo still tours with his all-star band, smiling behind the kit, reminding every drummer that groove isn't about speed, it's about feel. His playing whispers a simple truth: less can be louder than more. 2. John Bonham. If Ringo is the poet of restraint, John Bonham was the storm. Behind Led Zeppelin, Bonham forged drumming into a spectacle of controlled chaos. His playing combined the precision of a metronome with the brutality of an avalanche. Bonzo, as fans called him, hit harder than anyone else but always with purpose. His groove on When the Levee Breaks remains one of the most sampled beats in history, a seismic pulse that shook hip-hop, pop, and rock alike. On stage, his 20-minute solos in Moby Dick turned rhythm into theater. What set Bonham apart wasn't just volume, it was tone. He tuned his drums low and wide, letting the resonance fill entire arenas. Producers said his kick drum sounded like thunder in a canyon. He blended power with precision, making even the most ferocious passages feel alive and human. Off stage, Bonham's life burned fast and bright. He passed away at 32. But in those few years, he redefined what rock drums could do. 2. This day, no drummer hits a snare without hearing a whisper of Bonham in it. 3. Neil Peart. Where Bonham embodied primal force, Neil Peart of Rush was intellect in motion. A professor with sticks, Peart's drumming turned rock into architecture, constructing patterns so intricate they bordered on the mathematical. Yet he never lost touch with emotion. Joining Rush in 1974, Peart transformed the band from blues rock hopefuls into progressive rock titans. His kit, often a 40-piece fortress, circled him like a command center. Every tom, cymbal, and cowbell had a role. Songs like Tom Sawyer, YYZ, and La Villa Strangiato became technical symphonies where rhythm and melody merged. Beyond percussion, Peart was also Rush's lyricist. His words explored philosophy, science fiction, and the human condition. He played drums like he wrote lyrics with intention. Watching him live was like witnessing engineering in motion. Every hit seemed calculated yet inspired. Peart's passing in 2020 left a void no one can fill. That drumming could be both brain and heart. That complexity, when done with passion, becomes poetry. 4. Dave Grohl. Few musicians embody the evolution of rock as completely as Dave Grohl. He began as the powerhouse behind Nirvana, injecting punk energy into the grunge revolution. Then he stepped out front as the voice and leader of the Foo Fighters, proving that drummers can become rock icons in their own right. Grohl's drumming on Smells Like Teen Spirit remains one of the defining performances of the 1,990 seconds raw, explosive, and unforgettable. Each snare hit feels like a gunshot. Each cymbal crash bleeds urgency. Kurt Cobain once said, "When Dave joined, we suddenly sounded like a real band." His drumming was emotional, unfiltered, and absolutely human. Even after switching to guitar and vocals, he never left rhythm behind. Listen to any Foo Fighters record, and you'll hear the drummer's heart beating underneath. Beyond talent, Grohl's humility stands out. He's often praised Ringo, Bonham, and Peart as heroes, calling them the Holy Trinity. Yet in his own way, he completes the circle, a living link between rock's past and its uncertain future. These four drummers, Ringo Starr, John Bonham, Neil Peart, and Dave Grohl, couldn't be more different. Yet they share a sacred responsibility, keeping rock alive through rhythm. Each represents an era, a spirit, and a philosophy. Ringo Starr taught us that feel is greater than flash. John Bonham proved that power can be beautiful. Neil Peart made intellect and passion dance together. Dave Grohl showed that the drummer's seat can lead a band, not just follow it. Drummers rarely get statues or front-page headlines, but they don't need them. Their legacy is carved into time itself, in the steady 4/4 that holds up a song, in the rolling toms that make a crowd move, in the final cymbal crash that says the moment mattered. Rock music has changed, but rhythm never dies. Machines can replicate beats. Software can quantize timing, but they can't replace the humanity of a great drummer. A perfect fill, slightly offbeat, or an unexpected accent. Those are the imperfections that make the music real. When Ringo drops his stick and laughs mid-song, when Bonham's kick shakes the floor, when Peart's patterns feel infinite, or when Grohl leaps behind the kit with a grin that's rock and roll. The sound of drums is the sound of rebellion, of joy, of pulse. It's the noise that reminds us we're alive. And thanks to these four extraordinary drummers, that pulse will never fade.